Hey guys, welcome to daily news analysis of 27th of December guys. The first news is about India to become the fifth largest economy in 2018. Actually currently India is ranking 7th position, right? So India will basically move to 5th place in 2018 and this has been said by a London based consultancy which is called Center for Economics and Business Research. Alright, and also they have predicted about the India's economy to reach at the very third spot by 2032. So it is indeed a very good news for India versus. Next is guys, Brexit deal can act as a model for ties with Turkey and Ukraine. See, you know that recently Brexit has happened in which Britain has got exit from European Union, right? So after that, there were many agreements, there were many negotiations being going on between European Union and Britain about that how the relationship will go further, right? So there is agreement of, there is sign between this organization, that is Britain and UK, that is UK and European Union, agreement which is called smart agreement, right? So under this is a smart agreement, all the relationship has not been broken. Many of the relationship are still existing, which will lead both the organization, that is European Union as an organization and UK as a country, to lead forward in future steps, right? So that everything will not be shorted out at a very one point of time. Because see, if the relations are broken at a very single point of time, then the economy of both the nations will get destabilized, right? So that's why a smart agreement has been signed with Britain and EU, and it is being said that this smart agreement will act as a model for the countries like Ukraine and Turkey, who also want them to integrate in European Union, but they are not integrated as of now. But this was totally news. And guys, one fact was also mentioned, that also I want to discuss with you, that with European Union, Ukraine has signed an agreement which is called Deep and Comprehensive Free Trade Agreement, which has allowed both the countries for free trading of goods, services and capital, and visa free travel for people for short days across both the nations, right? So yeah, this was news. Next news is about guys, the first India's grown high purity gold reference standard, which is called Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya, that is BND 4201. So what is it guys? So it is basically a reference material of gold of 9999 fineness, that is gold of 99.99% purity, and it will be beneficial to the customers and public at large to ensure purity of gold, and it will also help the jewelers to move towards more instrumental methods rather than the conventional fire assay method for testing. See, up till now what jewelers has to do was they were using fire assay method for testing of this gold, whether it is actual gold or not. Now what is the environmental repercussions? If fire was blown, then there used to be like fumes were coming out which is poisonous in gas, right? So after this making of this BND, it is being said that though it will do away with those fumes which was being getting out from this conventional fire array method, and it will indeed be beneficial for both the customers and jewelers, right? Now next is about LIDAR, that is light detection and ranging. Actually this was news because Central Pollution Control Board has recently planned to use LIDAR to monitor the air quality of Delhi NCR. Now what is LIDAR guys? You can see in this figure, you will get to know. See, basically a pulse laser light is being thrown by a aircraft, all right, to the surface of the earth, and on that way when the laser reaches from here to the surface of earth, it counts the particles what is being in between the air, right? So it is also said that this LIDAR technique will precisely map the 2.5, that is particulate matter 2.5 and particulate matter 10, and as wise if the quantity of particulate matters is more in certain area, then prompt action will be taken by the government of Delhi to do away with that, like they might shower that cannon thing, right? We have already discussed about the water cannon 2 days before, so you just remember it, right? Now in article it was also given about the types of LIDAR. Guys, there are two types of LIDAR, what is called topographic LIDAR, that which basically use the infrared rays to map the land, which is being done in this case, and the second is bathymetric LIDAR, which is a water penetrating green light which measures the sea floor and the riverbed elevations, right? So guys, this is the example of the LIDAR. Can you see this bridge? This bridge has been captured in LIDAR like this. So yeah, this is the technology, how accurate LIDAR can calculate. This is being, this is the example of that. Next news is about the fund to help milk cooperative expand their capacity. Actually, this was a news because NABARD, that is called National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, guys. So they have basically asked for 8,000 crore from the finance minister in order to support the dairy sector, because during the budgetary days, the finance minister has announced that they are going to support. I mean, they are going to lead a fund which is called Dairy Processing and Infrastructure Development Fund. Through it, whatever the infrastructure there is lackage in dairy industry, so those dairy those infrastructure will be fulfilled, and NABARD has been assigned as the nodal agency for this program implementation, right? And in article it was said that after Operation Flood, which has ended in 1990, this is said to be the biggest dairy development program, and it is being said that it will surely help small dairy cooperatives in states like Punjab, Haryana and Bihar, where there is a huge scope of expansion, and the fund would help dairy cooperatives in setting off of modern milk processing infrastructure, as well as expanding product portfolio in ensuring optimum value for their products. Now see, as of now, after this Operation Flood, it is being said that the milk production in India has increased very much fold, but the export of milk is not increasing. Why? Because other countries, of other developed countries, are putting phytosanitary measures against our milk product, because they are being alleging that our milk products are not up to the standard, right? There is a amount of antibiotics that is being found in our milk quality. So that's why, I mean, if this through the help of this dairy fund, dairy development infrastructure fund, if infrastructure is created, then it will be able for the Indian cooperatives to convert that milk to the value added products, and those value added products, like any kind of like makhan, what we call in Hindi, like paneers and all, so those things can be exported to outer nations, right? So indeed it will be helpful. So yeah, let's read about NABARD also, guys. So its full form is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. It is an apex bank for rural credit and development, and guys, the function of it are a bit of that it supervises different cooperatives, and it also provides short-term credit to state cooperatives, as well as medium and long-term to state cooperatives and regional rural banks, right? Next news is about EHRMS, that is Electronic Human Resource Management System. So basically, this is a system which is launched for the central government employees. Now why? Because this is through this online platform, central government employees will be able to access their service related information from home itself, right? They will be given some sort of passports, and also from there they can access their service book, their leave, their GPF, salary, excesses, etc., whatever is being concerned with the central government files and all. So everything can be accessed through those things, right? And it is indeed said that since it will be centralized data, so the central government can have a direct vigilance on all the central government employees whosoever are working under central government, and it will indeed help the central government only, because there are many situations comes when the central government need the help of the central government employees. Say for example, during the time of elections, all right, during the time of any governmental works, then they need them, right? So they can directly mail them or directly contact them from the source itself. From the internet database, they'll get the internet numbers and all, so they can directly contact them. So it is indeed said that it will helpful for the central government employees as well as the government. All right. Next news is about action plan for backward district. Actually, guys, 115 most backward districts have been recognized by the Government of India, and Government of India is planning so that the socio-economic development could be ensured in those kind of areas which are actually related to healthcare, sanitation, education, basic physical infrastructure, right, like road infrastructures, like water supply infrastructure, right? So because this is being done by the central government, because we will celebrate 75th year of Indian independence on the year 2022. All right, and on that on that year, at least our prime minister, all the government has focused that our India must become a new India. So how can our India become a new India? If only the backward districts can be they can be brought into mainstream. And how they can be made into brought into more mainstream? All the socio-economic infrastructure, whatever is being needed, if those things are fulfilled by the government, then they can be brought into mainstreams. And also it was being given into in this article that in 2016 the report of Human Development Index, we had ranked very less, that is 131 among 188 in country. So in order to bring the improve the Human Development Index also, we need to support these kind of areas which are very backward, because if those backward are remain left backward, then our India could never improve, right? So that's why, I mean, in all the indicators. So yeah. Next news is about central move Supreme Court against fixed term of police chiefs. Actually, guys, see now. Actually, before a few days, there was a news that I mean, before many years, in fact. Actually, a petition has been filed in Supreme Court. So on that petition order, the court has given that there must be 2 years fixed term of DGPs, that is Director General of Police, in all the states, right? So union government has seen that many state governments are taking benefit of this loophole to increase the term of the police officers, right? Say for example, your work day, after 2 months you will be getting retired from central government. So what they'll do is, like, they'll appoint you as a DGP. Now since Supreme Court has fixed 2 year terms, so you can, 2 years has almost increased, right? So this is the loophole that has been found by the central government, and that has been used by three states, that is Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. That's why the union government has asked Supreme Court to amend this to 2006 order. I mean, this order has been passed by the Supreme Court in 2006, so that these loopholes can be plugged, right? Next news is a very good news for the aspirants actually. Kerala Administrative Service is going to begin from January 1, next year. So yeah, you can prepare for Kerala Administrative Service also. Anyways, next news is, guys, China has opened door for Afghanistan for its participation in China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Now, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, guys. It is a very huge funded actually infrastructure project in Pakistan by the China, because China wants to get direct connectivity to Arabian Sea, right? So that's why they are infueling many money to Pakistan, so that this infrastructure project could be created and they can have directly connectivity to Afghanistan. Now, China has given indication that Afghanistan could also participate themselves in CPEC. And this move has totally irked India. Means we are actually fed up from Afghanistan, because at times when we said that Afghanistan is kind of ally for us, we have done so much of infrastructure project, funding in Afghanistan. But in that situation, when we are not recognizing this CPEC just because it is hurting our sovereignty, just because of the reason it is passing from Pakistan occupied Kashmir, but at the same time Afghanistan is telling that no. Afghanistan has got ready to participate in the CPEC. See, Afghanistan is ready because it is very poor country, and from their perspective it is good, but from our perspective it is not good, because we don't want. We are not recognizing this CPEC just because of the reason that is passing through POK occupied Kashmir. But anyways, the Mr. Wang of China has said the Afghanistan that it will act as a connectivity initiative which will improve the lives of the people living in Afghanistan as well as Pakistan, who are majorly affected from extremism region, and it will be acting as win-win and mutual beneficial for all the countries, all the three countries. In fact, if Afghanistan will join the initiative, then all the three countries will getting benefit from this China-Pakistan economic corridor, right? So guys, this was all about the today's news. We'll meet in next class, guys, and in the very description there is a link for geography optional classes. Actually, I'm running geography optional classes in Unacademy, so any of your friends are there, so what you can do is you can refer them, right? And as of now I'm making that in Hindi, but afterwards, after it gets over, I'll just continue that in English also, right? So yeah, we'll meet in next class, guys. Bye bye, take care, sayonara.